Hey, welcome back to Going with the Whisk. I'm Dakota, and this is Flosstube number 5. Please do not go back on my channel and count how long I've been trying to do Flosstube videos, because that'd be just depressing as hell. I'll be honest, for 2020, I've barely stitched anything. I have one piece that I've worked on and off, and even then it was just tiny bits. I did put a couple patterns up on my shop, but this whole year I've just been burned out on everything. Reading, cross-stitching, embroidery, designing patterns, just even cooking videos and everything. I've just been burnt out. So, hoping to, try and get back into, things I enjoy for 2021. So, I will start off with the pattern I have done a tiny bit on. I've showed it here before. I've actually been working on it on and off for 2 years. It's Maria Fyodorovna. This is Tsarina of Russia. Her husband was Tsar. I don't even know. Her husband was a Tsar of Russia. And this is what I have done. This is the pattern I drew up from this. Pretty much what I did was took that picture, and I got a piece of paper on top, and I traced the details I wanted. Then I scanned it and printed it on this sticky paper. Not really paper, but it you run this through a printer. It prints out what you want, and then you stick it to your fabric, and it has some kind of adhesive on it. And then you stitch your design, and then once you finish, you soak the whole thing in water, and this will dissolve, leaving your image on the actual fabric. And so, the real reason I kind of stopped with it is because I got mad at it. Not because of the metallics like a lot of people would think, but because I stitched a good part of this in very dim lighting, and then when I got it in bright light, I realized that the arm skin tone and the silver dress, there's barely any contrast. They don't look any different. And so if you look at the overall picture, you don't really see it until you get real close to it. And so I felt like, well, I wasted a lot of time trying to get, stitching that. And so then, well, I was like, well, I'll cut it out, and I kept looking for other floss colors in my stash, and it's just nothing looked right. It all looked like weird, not human skin color. And then I thought, well, maybe I have the perfect skin color, but the wrong dress color, and I really don't want to tear all of that out, because that was a lot of work. So I think I'm going to probably take the whole thing to Michael's, just compare floss up there and see, if there's a shade there I like that works with the whole image. I did try to go back into the hair and start on that. Kind of blurry, can't really see the stitching, but still not entirely happy with where that looks, because she was from the let me think about that. The late 1800s, early 1900s, basically turn of the centuries when she was empress. And if you know anything about the British monarchs, Queen Mary was the Queen of England at the time. Her husband was King Edward, King George. And she had, you kind of see it right there, with that hairstyle. It was like a top of a poodle's head. But she had the same hair. It doesn't really show up in here. But she had the same hairstyle, was popular back then. So I was trying to recreate that look, the texture of it. I was going to do French knots. I'm not sure why I didn't. Or maybe I was trying to do a filler stitch and knots over it, because it looks like I've tried to do something here. That's the problem with not doing a project for a long time. You question all of these crazy decisions that you apparently made, and you don't know what you're going for. So it's a mystery for all of us. But I think what I'm going to do is work on this a little throughout the week and do another video in a week. No showing updates. Basically shame myself into doing it because YouTube's watching. And hopefully I can get this finished, because really it's not much. I have to fill in this bit of gold right here, and then there's a bit of gold that goes here, kind of curves up, and then just fill in, if we do the arm here, I could like hold this so you can see it. Both arms, a sash, and then the rest of her body and face, and a little crown. And then it'll be done, because then the rest of it, this washes off, and then it'll be this pretty, not quite burgundy, like a dusty rose color fabric, floral print. So it's really not a lot to go on it, and I should have finished this months ago, but I'll finish it for 2021, and then we'll see what I got to start next. I'm torn, because I have some ideas floating around my head, stuff that would be neat to do. But then I've also got, projects that I kind of just abandoned that I'd like to finish. There's one project that I forgot to look for before I started recording this, and I don't see it anywhere, but it's be in this box right here, but I don't see it there either. Oh, it's the Egyptian goddess Bastet, the cat with the wings. It's always popping up somewhere until I actually want it. There's nowhere to be found, of course. That one I stopped because I got mad at, and this time it was because of all the metallic floss, because I started this one, I think it was the first time I ever used metallic floss, and so I tried separating it like a regular floss, and it just didn't work right, so I thought maybe I'm supposed to use like the whole 6 strand or whatever it is at once, and that's what I've done. And it's gotten more and more difficult to pull it through, but it makes a nice texture and it looks real shiny and gets full quicker. But since starting that, I've discovered that you can buy spools of floss, spools of metallic floss. It is single strand already, ready to go, and it works so much easier than skein floss, skein metallic floss. So I was considering, swapping over to that, but then I'd have to cut out all the work I've done, because then the textures wouldn't match up, because when you have like a thicker piece of the floss, or all the strands, even like stitching over with a single strand just would not be the same. So I got kind of tired of that, and I need to make myself, sit down, once I find it, and then sit down and finish it. I do have the kit for it, and I actually did switch the gold in the design to a spool of gold floss, because that works pretty well. But the others, it's still, the 6 strands of metallic. And actually, I found on eBay or Amazon, probably both of them, honestly. It's not DMC, but you can get some decent sized spools of metallic thread. I want to say it was about 30-40 bucks for several colors. It's for machine embroidery, but I mean, you can use it for this too. And I keep not buying it. I need to just go ahead and buy it. So that way I'll have it and I can use it for all these projects. And then the last piece I think that I'm actually working towards finishing, like I want to finish as a mother's, you know, just not finish them and finish them, but don't, was the Universal Monster Stitch Along. This is on some Ada that I dyed myself, and as you can see, since my last update on it, it has found the Opera, the Mummy, and Heart of the Creature of the Black Lagoon. I didn't finish it. That was mainly because I got just kind of burnt out on it, but also I kept getting behind because she was releasing new rooms like every other week, so I just kept getting behind, and then just kind of got discouraged from being, you know, one room behind and 2 rooms behind and then a whole house behind. So I still got the pattern, so I'm still going to go through and finish it. Also, I was intimidated by if you've seen the finished piece, there is a lot of just solid black for the outline of the house, like the rooftop and the foundation at the bottom. It's just a lot of solid black stitches, and I get easily bored doing one color and nothing else, and I lose interest pretty quick. So I wasn't even working on that part. I just knew it was coming eventually, so I was like, I'm gonna do something else. And if you think I'm exaggerating, see the border between rooms? Yeah, I couldn't even do that. It's 2 stitches wide. I couldn't do that. So I'll get back to that soon. Probably after the Maria Feodorovna and the Bastet. I'll start working on this one and then see what else I got. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.